Alright, so here's the deal. This story ain't no walk in the park. It's about one messed up night in Victoria that I'll never forget, no matter how hard I try. It was a Friday night, just like any other. Me and my buddies, we decided to hit up this bar downtown, you know, to blow off some steam after a long week of work. We were having a good time, tossing back a few drinks, laughing at stupid jokes, you get the picture. But then, things started to take a turn for the worse. I noticed this guy sitting at the end of the bar, just staring at us with this creepy smile on his face. I tried to ignore him, but every time I looked over, he was still there, grinning like he knew something we didn't. I figured he was just some weirdo, you know, trying to get a rise out of us or something. But then, out of nowhere, he gets up and starts walking towards us. And that's when I saw it, the knife. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest as he got closer and closer. I could see the glint of the blade in the dim light of the bar, and I knew we were in deep trouble. Before I could even react, he lunged at us, swinging the knife wildly. I barely managed to dodge out of the way, but my buddy, he wasn't so lucky. I watched in horror as the knife sliced through his flesh, blood spraying everywhere. I wanted to help him, I really did, but I was frozen in fear. All I could do was watch as the guy kept stabbing him over and over again, his screams echoing in my ears. And then, just as suddenly as it started, it was over. The guy took off running, leaving behind nothing but chaos and bloodshed. I stumbled over to my friend, tears streaming down my face as I tried to stop the bleeding. But it was too late. He was gone, just like that. And I was left alone in that dark, empty bar, with nothing but the bitter taste of fear and regret filling my mouth. I called the cops, of course, but by the time they got there, the guy was long gone. They took my statement, asked me a bunch of questions, but I couldn't tell them anything they didn't already know. To this day, I still don't know who that guy was or why he did what he did. All I know is that one night in Victoria changed me forever. And no amount of therapy or alcohol will ever make me forget it. Sure thing. Here's a creepy tale set in Victoria. So, let me tell you about this messed up thing that happened to me in Victoria. It was one of those nights where the air felt heavy, you know. Like something was about to go down. I was walking home from work, taking my usual route through the park. It was dark, but I wasn't too worried. That is, until I saw it. There was this figure standing under a streetlight, just watching me. At first, I thought it was just some guy waiting for the bus or something, but as I got closer, I could see that something was off. Its face was all twisted and distorted, like it had been through hell and back. And its eyes, man, its eyes were glowing this eerie red color that sent chills down my spine. I tried to keep walking, telling myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. But then it started moving towards me, slow at first, and then faster and faster until it was practically sprinting at me. I turned and ran, my heart pounding in my chest as I tried to put as much distance between me and that thing as possible. But no matter how fast I ran, it felt like it was right on my heels. I could hear its footsteps behind me, getting closer and closer with each passing second. And then, just when I thought it was about to grab me, I tripped and fell to the ground. I scrambled to get back up, but when I turned around, it was gone. Just vanished into thin air like it was never there to begin with. I stayed there for what felt like hours, too scared to move, too scared to even breathe. And when I finally mustered up the courage to get back on my feet and continue on my way home, I couldn't shake the feeling that it was still out there, watching, waiting. I don't know what that thing was or why it was after me, but I'll never forget the terror I felt that night in Victoria. And I pray to whatever higher power is out there that I never have to encounter it again. Okay, here's my story. It was a night in Victoria that I'll never forget. I was just walking home from grabbing a late night snack, you know, minding my own business. The streets were pretty quiet, not a lot of people around, just the occasional car passing by. But then, as I was passing by this alley, something caught my eye. At first, I thought it was just a trick of the light or something, but when I looked closer, I saw it clear as day. There was this guy standing there in the shadows, just staring at me. He had this weird grin on his face, like he knew something I didn't. I tried to ignore him and keep walking, but something about him just didn't sit right with me. I could feel his eyes boring into me as I walked away, like he was watching my every move. I picked up my pace, feeling more and more uneasy with each step I took. But then, just when I thought I was in the clear, I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around, expecting to see the guy from the alley, but there was no one there. I shrugged it off as my imagination playing tricks on me and kept walking. But then I heard the footsteps again, closer this time. I started to panic, my heart pounding in my chest as I quickened my pace. I could hear them getting louder and louder, like they were right behind me. I broke into a run, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps as I tried to put as much distance between me and whatever was chasing me. I didn't dare look back, too scared of what I might see. And then, just when I thought I couldn't run anymore, I saw the lights of my street up ahead. I pushed myself even harder, my legs burning with exertion as I sprinted towards safety. I burst through the door of my house, panting and sweating, but alive. I collapsed on the floor, tears streaming down my face as I tried to catch my breath. I don't know what was chasing me that night, and honestly, I don't want to know. All I know is that I'll never forget the terror I felt in that moment, and I'll never be able to shake the feeling that it's still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim.